They'll run it now out of the gun. And some room to roam now. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
For someone who piled up the yardage that Jay Ajayi did in 2016, I think it was a strange type of a year. How many runners do you know that will end the season with more 200-yard games on the ground than 100-yard games and end up over 1,000?
Very, very strange. 3 200-yard games, just one 100-yard game. All in all, though, how do you see a season? A rough start, but looked pretty good in the end.
Rough start, but a really good offensive line that continues to grow. I think the future's really bright for Jay Ajayi and the Dolphins next season.
It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
I saw Von Miller in college at Texas A&M, and all I kept hearing about was his speed off the edge to the quarterback. But what impressed me, his balance and his ability to take on blocks.
Looks for Parker, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the free safety, Darian Stewart. And they get the football, but not much on the return here as he stopped at the 7-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now defensively, you've almost got to get down to those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something because right now they're just cutting them to shreds.
And he's up past the 10 to about the 12. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
From this vantage point, that seems like a pretty dangerous call, running a toss that close to your own goal line. I think with the pressure from the defensive front and maybe beat him to the corner to run.
Here's Lynch to throw. And on the catch right side, this is Sanders. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Now Lynch to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Here we go. Detroit!
On 2nd down, here's Lynch. Green with a catch left side. And give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
And coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Eluding the pressure right. And he slides to avoid the hit. Back alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Bronco football to begin quarter number 2. Fresh set of downs here.
Gun!
They'll throw on first down with Lynch. Forced out to his left. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. Call it a pickup of 7, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
Here's Lynch. Flushed out right. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
From the red zone now, here's Lynch on first down. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now 1st and goal.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic. And he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. Juwan Thompson with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Broncos will extend their lead. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on, just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And you combine a big leg with a mile-high air, there's the outcome. This will sail out of the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins' offense now heads back on the field. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we've got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you've got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field. And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it's the guys up front or maybe you bring additional guys, but you've got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the football.
Let's see if they can disrupt it here. Lynch looking to throw on second. He goes underneath for Anderson. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down. Thomas, the lone receiver, left. On 3rd down, Lynch. Flush to his right. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Andre Branch in there to get him for a loss of 3, and it'll be 4th down. And he'll take this in at the 1-yard line. So just a 3-yard return following a punt of 45. And the Dolphins' drive will start deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. And not great starting field position here for the offense. Here's a handoff to Ajayi to begin the drive. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. The Pro Bowler Chris Harris is in on the tackle.
Really shouldn't be a surprise. It's going to be hard to move people in this situation. You know they're going to bring the pressure defensively. Because I remember playing in these spots, and my coaches always say, don't be afraid to try and create a safety, too. They're going to bring pressure.
Now it's Ajayi. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Tannehill buying time to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep back. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by the free safety, Darian Stewart. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown. They were in the dime. They had 6 defensive backs there. So go ahead and throw it. He threw it, and it hurt him.
It's almost thrown into a blanket of coverage, isn't it? You talk about the best defenders you have are the defensive backs. 6 of them on the field, you're almost asking for trouble, and that's exactly what they ran into. Ended up throwing a pick 6.
Yeah, 6 defenders and 6 points. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Out comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here. They'll start out on the ground with a jive. And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down.
We just saw another example of how the defense is winning this game. Really at the point of attack, the offensive line's just getting pushed around. I think now as a play caller, you've got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe keep your tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking. But you've got to help them get some confidence because you can't abandon the play calling right now.
Here's Tannehill now on second down. And the hit jarred loose. It's incomplete. Jarvis Landry, the intended receiver, and now it's third down. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
A long way to go for the offense here on third down. Looks like the defense in press coverage here.
And on 3rd and 15, we see the dime look, 6 DBs on the field.
Playing pass all the way. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. Game clock sitting at 2:02, so they'll get one play before the 2-minute warning. They come out here in the eye. Coming right, this is Anderson on the toss. And a decent gain there as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. A minute 57 to go in this first half. Back to Denver right after this. On second down, Lynch. Sanders has it over the middle. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Now Lynch on first down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit and it forced an incompletion.
Left side here to Sanders. And eventually brought down, but it's near the 5 at the 6. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal. To throw again is Lynch. Escaping the pressure right. 5 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
And we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But you know there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
And they're definitely showing blitz here. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. 2nd and goal. Defense digging in again here. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver.
Crack it on Monday morning, coffee strong, pouring everything you got into a paycheck Friday night. Your power stroke diesel backhoe riding king, 18